Okay, so picking up where we left off because the sound recorder stopped working. So we were discussing, if we could just do a quick recap of everything that we discussed so far, just so it's in case it didn't record. So context, just to say that we said contrast it with another example, and you identified which game did you identify?
The opening stage of Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2, of course. To contrast that with Red Dead, and then to go back and add to the proposal the referencing section that's now missing and the blocking in of the weeks, the week by week schedule, so that's mapped out, and add that to the content that's already there. Okay, so that's that section covered, and then research is something that's ongoing. So we discussed the idea of the stuff that you felt like you'd created already was missing now. So some ideas about more in-depth things about the interior. And then I suggested to look at obtaining primary research potentially from people who would play this genre, so that you could create some forum or questionnaire or focus group to get some information that would be relevant and feed that into what you're doing. And as well as that, to build up reference libraries using PureRef or other examples, so that, like, kind of what you have already but in a more expansive way, and like Pinterest and things, and looking at games and that are on the market that you're a competition, to establish ideas and rules, and as well as that, looking at texture swatches as an example, but going to places or sourcing some of your content ideas from primary research sources like that, even if it's like looking at ventilation details, because a lot of your later planning and production work indicates that you're considering having a kind of Norman Foster style exterior alien sort of spaceship type theme, where everything's exposed, the pipework and the guts of the craft are kind of exposed. So it's that idea of like getting that sort of architecture, and you can look at that kind of thing from many different primary sources. And you identified about the idea of implementing cutscenes, and we talked about the idea of implementing things that you've covered previously from the virtual gallery experience, which is good. And again, we've got some nice concept art details here. Again, things like this, once you've created these and you've got versions of things, you can get people to give you some feedback on them if you're not sure about it. We've got a sort of a smallish floor plan here. One of the really nice things that I liked from your virtual gallery plan was that you worked up a floor plan using textures and things in Photoshop, and whilst that's a little bit time consuming because you've already done it once, I think that's a really nice way of giving yourself a very clear kind of structure of how to go about making and creating your environment. So I'd encourage you to do that again as a sort of a next stage before you go fully into production. Production obviously is the key thing now, so you need to be prototyping and working things out in Unreal. And again, I need to emphasise the need to be working on this with 3 weeks remaining of production time, to be working on this sort of 24/7, so that you can achieve what is quite an ambitious kind of content thing. You're sticking with first person? Yeah. So you know how long it took to make the virtual gallery and make things work, and whilst you ironed out a number of potential issues that are going to impact on this project, no doubt there will be new ones on this project, so it's just really important that you get to grips with that fairly early on, and that your problem solving and practical production pages are now your main emphasis. Still building upon your research, because obviously you'll need to research technical issues and technical details that again will feed into them. I guess these have nothing on them at the moment, or do they?
They might do. No.
No. Okay, so practical skills and problem solving both need to be your sort of main focus now. We also said about evaluation and feedback, about uploading your table pitch and reflecting on that, so that needs to go on here, as well as that now uploading this formative feedback as well. Hopefully it'll be in 2 files, unfortunately, so I'll give you both of those, and then again it's just a case of picking out the key points, but I think you've got quite a lot to be going on with there that will keep you focused in terms of the next few weeks, and we'll have another formative feedback session before you submit. Okay?
Alright.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.